I am very much late. There we go. Alright, so, hi. I am sorry I'm late. Like, kinda lost track of time animating, and I had to refill my water. I had to use the bathroom quick. I let time get the best of me. Just tried to throw 3 ads at me. So hello, I'm sorry for being 1 minute late. That makes me a terrible person who deserves to get beat up by an impatient hedgehog. I didn't mean it. Okay, well, anyways, hello. Who's even here? Larry Autry? I don't know if he's still here, but hello. Thanks for becoming a member. W9 fan, Serenity, Shiny Hunter, Area, Supersonic Richie, Slime Knight fan, Doom Dodge, Javier. I think that's everyone. Your picture in July release date for the episode of 7. Only if you think June of next year, because it's not happening this month. Okay, anyways, I'm not ready for this. We still have to do the second half of this level. This already fell? Wow. I really should think about getting a stand for this. I really should. Anyways, it's time to ultimately fail the second half of this level again, because we have so much to do. And I hardly know how to do it. Doomdog, sounds like you're self-hating on yourself. You never get rid of the negative qualities of life if you just hate yourself. Okay. What's the timing for this? Okay. Okay, I have no idea if I'm gonna beat this today. I want this to be over with. I'm sick and tired of this level. Real sick and tired of this level. I want to move on to a new hack. I just do. Like, this level is just ridiculous. No! I'll get this. Whew. Thanks, Supersonic Richie, but my skills sure aren't, or I would have been done with this level months ago. Because I think at this point we've been on and off on this level for months. Because it's just that hard. Dang it! Can I do it? I mean, I've heard that, like, for the past 4 streams of this game, and I still haven't done it. This is one of those things where you just need patience to even make it. Forget speedrunning it, you just gotta learn it. Okay, there we go. I didn't make it! That's sort of how I'm supposed to do it. Have I played Green Birds much? No, I have not. You see, when I was a kid, smartphones didn't exist. I remember when YouTube didn't exist. I actually remember those days. Nope, if I was on the go, I'd take my Game Boy Advance SP with my SpongeBob SquarePants movie game cartridge. And eventually Mario 3 and Mario World, but that was a later time. Sonic is impatient. But no, I've only like touched an Angry Birds game like once in my entire life. And then that was it. That's my whole experience with Angry Birds. Dang it. Just just barely, May of 99. I'm barely a 90s baby. But I got a tiny bit of what that 90s lifestyle was like, because the early 2000s, you know, traumatizing events of 2001 aside, was practically an extension of the 1990s in a sense. Not too much really changed until about 2005, when the wireless world started to become a lot more fast-paced. Fast enough for consoles to start having internet, and YouTube becoming a thing. The internet was a much slower and more static place in the older days. Kinger's insane. Sort of a not following. But yeah, I remember when there weren't smartphones and there wasn't even YouTube, and no kid had a phone. It waited until at least middle school, and if you had a phone, it was going to be a flip phone. The world was also a much slower paced world back then. You could actually do things without people rushing you every 5 seconds. That includes driving. Not that I did any driving as a kid, but people used to not honk their horns because you weren't turned right on red. That's really stupid. Oh, I didn't make it! But we're making progress. I didn't even know about YouTube until 2008, though. My older brother was on it at the time, and he was watching this, at the time, really popular video called Shoes the Musical. It was definitely a bit inappropriate for 8 or 9-year-old me, but that was my introduction to YouTube. And then my brother ended up having that song on his iPod. I don't even remember if it was an iPod Touch. It might have just been an iPod. I never watched We Bare Bears. Dang it! Well, slight progress is progress in this level, I guess. Dang it! Happy early birthday. Oh yeah! Happy early birthday, Doom Dog. Yeah, like, I think by 2008, there were a couple of smartphones, but almost nobody had them. It feels like the big boom of smartphones didn't really happen until 2012. Suddenly, everyone had a smartphone. Well, except me, because my parents would not let us have a phone until high school. Which, in hindsight, that was a really smart idea. I didn't complain, though. Oh, what? Excuse me. Whew. Doom Dog, don't go that far. Tails is just a child. No need to sexify him. Heaven knows enough people already do that on the internet. can't really joke much when it comes to Tails. I don't like inappropriate jokes against the little guy. He's too innocent. He might have had to battle squads of explosive ducks once, but he's still a kid. Okay, okay. Okay, I think that's the farthest I made it in this here second half, so... You know what? I'm learning, and that alone is progress. You know, Doomdog, just because you can do whatever you want doesn't mean you should do whatever you want. It's like creating more factories to pollute the ocean. Like, you could do it, but that doesn't mean you should. Restraint is important. It's like saying, I could rob a bank. That doesn't mean I should rob a bank. I could kick a dog, but that doesn't mean I should kick a dog. I could punch an orphan in the face. That doesn't mean I should punch an orphan in the face. You get it? Like, just because you could make a sexual joke about a fictional 8-year-old character doesn't really mean you should. It's in poor taste. Even if that one was very mild, amongst other things. The fact is, some people actually do go there. Alright, Doomdog, whatever you say. But as the thing, why am I not hitting up? Changing from bad to goods is easy as taking your first steps. I'd love to sing that, but it is not December, so I'm not going to. I would love to sing it though. I love that special so much. Ever since I first saw a DVD of it in the 4th grade, it immediately became my favorite Christmas special. Hi, Kazaya. Yeah, it's not that important. We don't need to open the can of worms. The only thing I need to open is the gateway to increasing my skill level in this. That's the only thing. That's the only door I need to open. Doomdog, count to 10 and hug something soft. It might help you relax a little. If you keep thinking the negative thoughts, they're only gonna start hurting more. It always hurts more. It's easy to let negative thoughts consume you. Mario and Luigi, partners in time. Oh, neat. Is it weird to say that might be my favorite of the Mario and Luigi games? I've only played the first 3. I always hear Bowser's Inside Story's the best, but for my money, that one had to stop you way too many times. Everything had to be tutorialized. Even a random minigame near the end of the game. Okay, time to give you a 4-minute text tutorial. That kind of dampened my gameplay experience of that game, but despite it being fun, though I do think I like the older Paper Mario games a little more, just because, like, I don't feel like there's much real strategy in the Mario and Luigi games. You just use your strongest attacks and then avoid the attacks. For me, they were mostly a bit too easy. I felt like I had to think a little on the Paper Mario games. Not that, like, the original Paper Mario is the pinnacle of RPG difficulty. I certainly found Thousand Year Door pretty tricky. I do enjoy the Mario and Luigi games. I just think I enjoy the older Paper Mario games more. I never finished Origami King. I stopped after, like, the first chapter. Which, I did like the battle system, but I didn't like that there was really that there was pretty much no incentive to battle. I'm starting to wonder if this up is even... Yeah, it is. I never played Sticker Star or Color Splash, and, well, that's probably... Partners in Time is kind of short, but I liked going through the areas as both adult and baby Mario Luigi. And the boss music, for my money, is probably the best boss theme in the entire Mario franchise. Which... Okay, maybe that's a little bit of nostalgia talking for why I love Partners in Time so much, but it was, for the longest time, it was the only Mario and Luigi game I had. It came with the DS my older brother gave me. He had Partners in Time, and that was the one I had. Then I played Superstar Saga, which that one was pretty fun. And it didn't feel as heavily tutorialized as the later games. But it did have that escort mission with Princess Peach in the desert, and, well, that was a tad obnoxious. And again, but my biggest complaint with that Bowser's Inside Story is the heavy amount of tutorialization. It doesn't want you to figure out anything for yourself, and it slows the pace of the game down to a crawl, and this happens, like, not, like, just 4 times. It happens, like, 13 times throughout the entire course of the game, and it's like, okay, I don't need you to tell me, just give me an option to say no! But yeah, for me, the Paper Mario games just felt like they required a little more brain power, and I kinda prefer that. It is fun learning the cues for the attacks in the Mario and Luigi games, though I'll definitely say that. Memorizing the cues for when each bro is going to get attacked and reacting accordingly, that is fun. I like countering that a lot. I just feel like the combat side just didn't have much in terms of strategy in either of the games. Which is weird, because at first glance, it seems like there's a lot of options, but they don't really matter that much. That, and I felt like the Paper Mario games were at least slightly less overt on where to go, again, adding to the extra amount of thinking you do in the game. I just like that stuff. Of course, none of the Mario and Luigi games I played were bad. And chances are none of them are as bad as Paper Mario Sticker Star, because I hear bad things about that game, but I never played it because I never got a 3DS. I got a DSi, and, well, that sort of took any place I'd ever get for a 3DS. But the DSi was still cool. I mean, I still got to experience Flip Notes. I got the 4 Swords Anniversary Edition on that DSi, which I ended up having to emulate it for Let's Play purposes, because I don't have it. There are no capture cards for DSi. They just don't exist. So I had no choice but to emulate it. Yeah. Oops. I understand that, yes, it's a Mario game. Yes, it's an RPG basically meant for a younger audience. But at least give an option to say no. I mean, they do that in the beginning of the game, so why can't they do it for the rest of the game? The points of the game where you shouldn't need so many explanations. Thanks, Chris. I haven't played the Thousand Year Door in ages, though. I wonder if that game's as hard as I remember it being. Why can't I get the rope? This is frustrating. I wonder if I can name one of my favorite chapters. I don't know. I haven't played Thousand Year Door in way too long. I've replayed the original quite a few times, though. And in the original game, I do believe my favorite chapter is Chapter 4. I always loved the aesthetic of the toy box a lot. And I liked how the entire chapter was basically the dungeon. Although one of my favorite music tracks in Paper Mario has to come from the Crystal Palace in Chapter 7. The music there gives a really nice, cold vibe. And a lot of mystery. Okay, what is going on? I must have hit up that time. Okay, well that time I did, but I missed anyway. I also played through all of Super Paper Mario. I remember getting really stuck on where to find some of the heart pedestals to proceed to the next chapter. I remember that. That was... Oof. Felt so cryptic at times. By the time I got far enough in Super Paper Mario, I was sort of entering a retro phase, I believe, and I was thinking like, my gosh, why are these so hard to find? This is like NES levels are cryptic. And I was thinking that as like a 5th grader in the early 2010s. But Super Paper Mario was fun. It's not like the other Paper Mario games, but it's still a fun action RPG, I must say. It's still fun. And of course, it had a pretty darn good story for a Mario game. I'd say Thousand Year Door did as well. Paper Mario was a bit more of a traditional Mario story, just at RPG length. Whose channel? Ah! Now, the one thing I remember about Paper Mario Thousand Year Door that I hated was if you died against the Shadow Queen, which in my opinion was pretty easy to fail, who had to skip through so much dialogue it couldn't be skipped. So, oh, you game over to the Shadow Queen? Oh, well, you have to wait like another 9 minutes before you get another turn, because you gotta go through all the text, and the impossible to win battle sequence, followed by more text, that keeps transitioning to other maps, so more loading, more text. I hated dying to that boss over and over again, because I hated going through the text every time. Like, yeah, patience is a virtue, but sometimes it's just wasting your time. A moderator? I think I had moderators once, but there ended up being like, they ended up getting like blackmailed to do inappropriate things, so that didn't work. The up and down keys on this keyboard are so tiny. I hate that laptops just do that so frequently nowadays. I got on it too early this time. Yeah, this was back in the days when I used to do a Discord, and yeah, the whole thing didn't work out. But yeah, one of the persons I had to moderate, like, the Discord servers got, like, blackmailed to do these inappropriate things, or else his personal information would get doxed. I just kind of noticed that anytime I do something that's a bit more mainstream on the internet, something bad always kind of happens, so I don't really bother with that stuff. Because it always just leads to even more complications. And if I just leave things I missed. Okay, I am very tempted to just save a state because I know this is going to take an eternity. I don't like doing that, but I've been in this level for like a dozen hours and I'm tired of it. And this is a safe spot. I want to get to another hack someday. You know, for the funsies, I'll like save it there. I don't think I'm going to use it, but yeah. It just always ends up being easier. It always ends up being easier for me to just work. Every time I team up, something always happens, and it's never a good thing. When it happens enough times, eventually you just kind of give up on just doing it that way. I don't know, it just seems to me, for me personally, just staying small scale works better for me. I've had enough mishaps on the long scale front to not find it viable. And it's not me thinking negatively, it's just me getting, like, screwed over some way every time I take a chance. After a while, it just becomes easier to decide this is just what's best. Yeah, but then I have to expect them to be prepared at, like, any time, and then it's like, that's more work. Well, I find I don't let myself get too sociable on the internet, because I have experienced enough craziness to want no part of it. I much prefer being social in person than on the internet, honestly. I meet better people in person than through the internet. In person, I've learned to be pretty sociable. On the internet, though, nah, it just never goes right. It just never goes right. The internet is too unhinged and unfiltered. Because everyone thinks they can be as insane as they want and suffer no repercussions, so it just leaks into anything I do whenever I actually try to get a little more involved on the internet. So, I don't like doing it. I get to know people in person, and I'm good there. On the internet, it just seems like a smarter idea not to get too close. And then last time I got a big friend online, it turned into one of the biggest fiascos of my life. I don't think it's really antisocial. I think it's really just being more cautious. Because the truth is, you don't really know people on the internet. But yeah, at this point, anytime I give a little work to someone, something always goes downhill, so I find it more productive to just maintain all the responsibilities for myself at this point. I think I just prefer being a one-man team. It becomes easier for me. How long is it gonna be till I get back to that safe spot? I mean, I do have a state saved it, but I don't want to use it. I want to get through it properly. But I am really tired of this level, so... about it, you only like the person that's shown on the screen, not the actual person themselves. Well, the person you see on the screen is usually holding a different persona. Like, we all hide some element of ourselves when we go on screen, knowing that revealing everything about ourselves, not a safe idea. Like, I don't reveal every aspect of my life on here, and I most certainly don't on other social medias, because quite frankly, every time I try other social media, I get bored with it within like 3 weeks. Alright, there, I made it again. I need to get a moment to... Okay. So I'm gonna have to jump back and forth 7 times, and then on the 8th jump, I gotta go to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8! I didn't get the shell. And then I have to do a shell jump. Which, it shouldn't be... Just bothers me, because I haven't had to use a save state in literally every other Kaizo hack I played. Every other Kaizo hack I played, I've been able to get through without save state. But technically, I never used a save state to get to the second half of this level, because unlike other Kaizo hacks, this one doesn't save checkpoints. I mean, without save state, I would have been back at the first half of the level again. Since I already made it to the second half, I don't want to do the first half again. No, I don't know how to fight in real life. I always hold back because I feel uncomfortable actually causing damage. I'm uncomfortable with fighting. I mean, I already loaded a state, like, see? I already loaded it. I already saved a state here, so technically I could. But do I? I don't know. Hey, look, I made it! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I didn't get off! Why didn't I get off? Yep, I was too slow. Dang it. I fell. Hi, Ivy to the tower. By the way, this is harder than Dark Souls games. This is definitely harder than Dark Souls games. If you were wondering, this is definitely harder than that. Have I proven I can get here consistently enough? Okay. That is upsetting. I don't know what you're asking, Wolfric. I actually don't know what you're asking. I'm sorry. Okay, I know how to do this area now. I'm just sort of slipping up, probably due to nerves at this point. Shiny does moderations? What repercussions? I don't know what repercussions we're talking about. Well, no, in person, usually people sort of mask themselves a little bit, because if you do things in real life, you could actually get beat up for it. So when people realize that, they will at least try to tone themselves down a bit. But online, they'll say the most hateful stuff on Earth because they think it doesn't matter. They're not going to get caught. They're not going to get in trouble. In person, it's a little more difficult to avoid actually getting into trouble. Okay, you know what, this one time, I know I can get here just fine. That's not the part I'm worried about anymore. I did say just the one time, so we're not doing it again. It's just that I can do this part relatively well now. Just need to be quiet sometimes. That wasn't right. I want to beat this today. I want to be done with this hack. No, I knew that was failed. Sometimes the police, sometimes you just mess with the wrong guy, and that guy will beat you up to the point you have to go to the hospital because you dared bother them. Like, some people might just call you a racial slur online because they're mad, and then that might lead to a typical YouTube argument, but they'll come out just feeling the victor anyway. Whereas if you call someone a slur in person, you call the wrong person a slur, you are going to get your teeth bashed out. No, real life is more dangerous. I'm sorry, getting violently bashed in the face is a lot more dangerous than arguing with someone in a YouTube debate, which we all know those never go well. Darn it! How come I can't do it anymore? I'm not getting as close as I should. Well, I mean, if your friend decides to bash you in the face, then they're not really a friend, are they? What the? They can be, but most of the people I made friends with on the internet are generally people that I know have met elsewhere. And I get to know him that way. Go. There we go, I made it again. Yay! 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on! I can't. It's not even 3:45. Oh my gosh, it feels like I've been doing this forever. That part used to seem impossible, but now it doesn't. Really, if I just piece together the timings a bit more, that part wouldn't be very hard at all anymore. Well, yeah, but usually you kind of have to do something that's actually worth getting angry about first, which if you're doing that, then the problem might not be the other person. If you realize that you're constantly making people angry, you might need to think about how you're behaving. Well, this is the final level, at least, so once it's done, it's done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I missed! Missed. Thing is, I know it's only gonna get harder after that. There's still, like, another... We're in, like, the 3rd quarter of the stage. After that, I think it's, like, the 4th quarter. We're not done yet after that. I always like to stick to Tailspin 109. It's easy for me that way. Hey. Oh gosh, whoa. I'm sorry, I didn't expect to actually survive, so I wasn't prepared. Rushing, that's usually a bad idea, but it actually didn't screw me over that time. Well, I don't drink beer. I don't like going to bars. I get very uncomfortable at them. I also don't like places with loud music either. I generally prefer settings that are more quiet, like a beach. Nope, I just decided to do Tailspin 109 and it let me, so I did. Really, I just thought of other naming conventions I've seen. It's like a certain set of words followed by a number, and I just did that. There's not really any personal backstory to it. It's just I liked it and I picked it and it let me. So that's it. It's a basic story. My name doesn't have any big significant meaning or anything like that. It wasn't a life-changing event in my life. The 109 was just a random number because I thought it could speak it for itself clearly. 109. It's not like 742. It's 109. That's just easier to say. That's it. There's no complex reasoning for my name. Of course, I never expected it to become like a brand name or anything. I never expected to actually make something truly worth watching. I never expected any animations I made to go anywhere because, well, they were simple and they weren't what everyone else did, so I didn't think it'd be big. It's just something I wanted to do. And I found the Monosonic and Classic Tales setup cute, so I just went with it. And the first one, yeah, sure enough, the first one I made back in 2016 didn't really get noticed. But the Learning to Walk one did. And that really surprised me. After seeing that, I figured, maybe this is something people would like. Maybe I'll try another one. And the rest kind of went history. Someone said 109 is anti-Israel. Well, that's a weird thing to say about a number. It's a number. Numbers are like the most neutral things on the planet. How could 109 be anti... I don't even understand that. It's a number. To me, that sounds sillier than China being offended of Winnie the Pooh. It's a number, I just don't get it. Oh. Well, I remember reading like articles back in the day that like Winnie the Pooh got banned in China or something. I think like the ruler of the country or something like that was offended by Winnie the Pooh somehow, so like I think it got banned. And I was like, this just sounds silly, but I don't think it was a ruse. 181 is kind of cool. Now, mainly my favorite number is 8 because, well, it relates to Tails, that's his age. But I wanted a slightly bigger number, so I just randomly picked 109. It sounded nice. Ends up being a good number to use for my animation intros as well, so yeah. Okay, but the number is still neutral, so that seems like a silly... It seems like a silly thing to treat as a horrible sign. It's just a number. Funny enough, though, when you get into higher mathematics, they tend to actually stop using numbers. It becomes more theoretical. I remember in college I had to take one higher level math course called Discrete Mathematics. There were almost no numbers in that. It was basically all theory stuff. It was kind of bizarre to say the least, but I still got an A for the course. It might have been an A-, but that's still basically an A. It's in the A range. Numbers just give math a more tangible form. But the higher level stuff is more abstract than that. Sort of like how a higher level computer programming language is basically just, for the most part, a series of numbers, not really human speech text. Well, yeah, most people probably don't realize that because they don't really go into stuff that requires even knowing higher level mathematics. But in my computer science degree, discrete mathematics was necessary. And there were numbers early on to adapt us in, but we utilized numbers less and less the farther we got into the course because, well, mathematics is not actually about numbers. Numbers just give us something more concrete for the theoretical proofs of math. Okay, I gotta pay attention. 1, 2, 3. At this point, if you guys don't mind me loading up that save state, I might actually allow it this time. Well, I made it back anyway. Well, that's when I got my degree in, but this was also, well, before AI changed the entire landscape and made the chances of you losing your job significantly greater due to layoffs getting even more intense because of AI. So I sort of gave up on that whole thing. I don't want to be involved in a field that just treats you so disposably. And computer science is one of the most volatile examples at this point. Hence why I work at a school now. Which, 10-month position, so that means I get summer break too. Gives me more time to work on my animations. Since the release of episode 3. Gonna be honest, me personally, I don't see how episode 3 is the most viewed of the main series, because I personally find it to be by far the weakest of the animations, of the Tales That Bond ones at least. Just doesn't feel like there's as much of a proper narrative structure. And admittingly, I was starting to feel a little, burnt out during the creation of episode 3, so that probably didn't help much. I was fully burned out by the time it did come out. Yeah, I didn't need it. Besides, pretty much none of what I learned I actually needed to do my animations. Like, I self-taught myself source filmmaker. I didn't need to take any classes for it. I did take one animation course, but I didn't do too much animating. It was more like learning how to create an entire model from scratch using Maya, which I don't use Maya because I'm not spending $1,050 per year just to use an animation software. No, leave that to the big studios like Pixar. I think Pixar uses Maya. Maybe 6 years. 6 years? Actually, no, the Learning to Walk animation came out in 2019, so that's 7 years ago. About 7.5 by now. Close to it, at least. Holy smokes, I've been doing this a long time. Funny enough, 6 years ago, I wasn't doing YouTube because I was against the whole COPPA thing, so I was on a different website for a time. But then that website shut down and couldn't get enough funding, which really disappointed me, because I feel like if it had more time to grow, it could have been the most valid competitor to YouTube out of all of them. But when that went down in around the summer of 2011, I came back. And then I released the 2 animations I made that were initially first aired on Vlare, which was Tails' first cut and The Pained Lover. And my gosh, people were so excited that Tails' first cut got millions of views. It got like 10 million views on the first day, but then I realized there was some audio that wasn't even working, so I had to re-upload the video and lose those views. Even then, though, it's still like the highest viewed animation I ever made, and I'm honestly really upset that's the case, because yeah, that's the one I kind of regret making the most. I feel like it set an unfortunate reputation for me afterwards for the kind of content that one had. But as I usually find, the creations creators care the least about are generally the ones the audience likes the most. Like the Nutcracker. Everyone loves the Nutcracker. Tchaikovsky hated it and wished he didn't make it. But it's his most popular work today. This is getting ridiculous. Yeah, that one. But I think that was the first animation where I actually used the Sonic IK rig, so it wasn't a necessary learning experience. Yeah, it was that long ago. Can I stop doing that? You know what? I don't care anymore. 4, 5, 6, 7. I didn't get it. You know what? If I get past this next section, I might make a save state and treat that as like a permanent checkpoint, just that we get out of this hack eventually. Oh gosh, I was so proud when I first made the Tales of on episode 1. Once I realized that I was able to make stuff that people enjoyed, I really wanted to put that series into action, because it was like building up in my head since like late 2016. It went through quite a few versions of ever building complexity, because the first concept draft I made for it was very, very lacking. Like, it was trying to be sad, but everything was so forced. There was no, like, thematic elements, no depth. Everyone just said exactly what they were. Everything got resolved super easily. You know what? I'll make one. We made it. Alright, I don't want to mess this up. He's not gonna come back. Oh, he's not gonna come back. Do you guys mind if I treat this as a permanent checkpoint at this point? Do you guys mind? If you do mind, I'll go back, but I wouldn't mind starting at the 3/4 point by now. I'm gonna make an exception for this level because this one's way too hard. If you don't mind, I'm gonna do this. If you do mind, I'll go back. Okay. And another back room? What? Back room? Okay, there. Okay, I gotta get higher up. Oh my gosh! Oh, we're back here. Dang it. I'm paranoid, I'm nervous. I'm apprehensive. Okay, good. Dang it. We're doing it again. Oh, come on! Guess I didn't think this part would actually be this hard. Why is what transparent? These blocks? These are set to off, so they're not solid blocks. This is to indicate where these blocks will spawn once I hit the switch. Oh, what does it take? Finally, okay. Now we just gotta jump onto the right side of him. Oh, no, 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 no. I'm gonna hate this. Oh, I didn't notice it was transparent. Oh, but the shell sure is transparent. I don't want to do this. This looks so hard. Oh, no, no, no. What do I do? Oh, how am I gonna time this? So what I need to do is, I need to flick it up, let go of the run button, have the shell bounce to the left wall, and then jump off it, grab that shell, then throw that up, then have it bounce back there, and oh no, I can't do this! How many of these are there? Oh my gosh. How am I gonna do this? I have to go back to the truck if I mess this up. I made that as my official checkpoint, so as far as I'm concerned, I'm not making it in our save state. That's as far back as I'm allowing myself to save state. So if I mess this up, nope, nope, not this time. Nope, I used up my last, that's my last checkpoint, okay? That's the last checkpoint. We're not making any more. We're gonna suffer until we get through this. That's about how I expected it to go. We gotta learn this, but once I learn this part, it won't be hard. I just gotta learn this part. What are you doing?
I thought you were doing a fox cry.
No. We don't have any mints. Dang it! Oh, you didn't jump! You didn't jump! Oh my gosh, how high do I have to be for you to jump? Darn it! That part's not too hard. Ugh. No, that wasn't gonna do it. No, oh, come on! There, okay, again, that first part's not hard. The third part's not hard, alright. It's the second part that's hard. I'm scared to do it. That's why. Well, at least I missed the switch. Hi, Angelica. I'm in the last quarter of this level. And I want to be done with it. I missed the switch. That actually would have been good. Well, you rewatch as much as you like. The animations are basically my primary money for the summer, so I don't mind if those get rewatched a fair bit. You rewatch it all once a month? Wow. I consider that praise. There we go, got him. My phone fell. I need to get a stand. Where can I get a good stand for my phone so that I don't have to balance it on this laptop while trying to stream? Okay, here we are again. I know I can make more money by doing mid-rolls, but I hate mid-rolls so much that I'm not going to subject people to them just to make some extra money. But seriously, I know I could make more money by doing mid-rolls. I couldn't subject you guys to that, though. Even when I most needed it, I still didn't do it. Because I don't want to be a hypocrite in that regard. I hate mid-rolls. I'd only be a hypocrite if I put mid-rolls on my own stuff. These live streams are forced, though. They don't let me shut off mid-rolls until after the stream's over, and by that point, I don't think about it unless I go back to revisit and get annoyed by them. I don't need a tripod. I just need, like, one of those curvy types phone stands. I feel like a tripod would be too high. Well, that's slightly better. And that was only the second try, so, progress? Sure? A mid-roll is an ad that appears in the middle of the video. You know, those annoying ads you want to skip in the middle of the video, but you can't. That's what a mid-roll is. Yeah. I worry one day YouTube is going to remove that option, but until they remove the option to not have mid-rolls, I'm keeping mid-rolls off of my videos. Once they force it, though, well, then there's really nothing I can do. Yeah, they do. And I don't want to put those on the animations, because then it makes watching them annoying. I don't care if I make a little more money off of it. I don't think it's worth it. The enjoyment of the video is more important. I hate this part. Okay, good! I actually did it first go that time. Nice! Now get back up there. No. I'm not subjecting that to you guys. I am not going to be a hypocrite on my thinking. Not at all. Yeah, the ads are only at the start and maybe end of the video. There we go. I still hate this part. Oh, I didn't even knock it towards the wall that time. That was the worst one yet. Oh, well, we gotta do it again. Whoops. Okay! I might actually be learning this part. Not this part, though. One ad every 30 minutes or so. In an animation, most of the videos aren't even 30 minutes long. But by default, if you set mid-rolls, YouTube tries to place them for you, and they are very spam heavy. As a matter of fact, I think even if I did set mid-rolls on my own, YouTube would think it's not enough and still probably throw more in. Why even risk it? Wait a minute. Start here. Start here. We did the first half of the second half already. We're not doing it again. We're not doing it again, okay? No. Okay, messed it up. It's fine. There we go, okay. Still didn't take too many attempts. Well, there is a chance that episode 7 could end up being the longest one yet. I think it is actually going to be longer than episode 5, which is already like 30. It's probably going to be like 34 minutes if I was to guess. Oh, I didn't even hit it that time. I'm having trouble with Mecha Sonic or the Egg Emperor. Mecha Sonic or the Egg Emperor? What are you stuck on? Because I might have some tips for those. Good. Okay, very good. Okay, yeah, that was kind of right. I almost jumped on the first shell. Oh, whoops. Oh, I feel like a moron. There we go. Oh, come on! Maybe I should see real quickly just how much of this is left after that part. That might not be a bad idea. Now we know why this is called the prostate exam. It's probably as obnoxious and uncomfortable as one. Let's see. And then that, and oh, there's a lot left. What the actual heck? That's a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah, we got a long way to go. Well, drawn animation sounds even harder, in my opinion. Well, if you're really having trouble with the A-Gamper, it's best to take it slow. Pretty much, don't hit him until he, like, just stops moving. I forgot if it's right before he's about to fly up in the air or right after. But after he lands to the ground, you can get a hit on him without worrying about getting hit by his hands at all. I won't be looking forward to it either. Ah! Well, just know that SFM is a tad old at this point. It might sometimes act a little funny on Windows 11, because it is kind of old, but it still works. I just hope we don't get to a point where it stops working. Thank you, Tails. It takes a long time, but if you can kill Mechasonic quickly, if you just wait for the safe moments to attack him, it takes a while, but you won't run out of time. So, I think how it was is, once he does his flying attack, move to one end of the screen. Once the target is set for him to land, just move slightly away, and as he's landing, hit him, and then go to the other side. That's what I used to do when I had trouble beating that boss. It's kind of tedious to be sure, but it turns it into an easy fight at least. We're all self-conscious of our own art. That's part of the reason it takes me so long to animate. I'm very self-conscious about my animations. I let go of the button! What? Oh, the X button got stuck! That messed me up. That one wasn't even my fault. That one wasn't even my fault. It got stuck. I'm not taking the blame for that one. Dang it. Yep. Like, I've done animation streams before, I'll work on something and everyone's like, oh, it looks good, you can move on. And I'm like, no, this doesn't look very good, something's missing. I need to try 7 different things. Well, yeah, back then, unless you knew the secret stage select, you were starting the whole game over if you game overed. But that's how I play them on a Genesis. And I mean, my early SFM animations don't look very good at all. But people still wanted more. You're your own worst critic, honestly. Everyone will think something is great, and then you're like, no, this is a mess. Good. It didn't hit the switch! Why is it not hitting the switch? Mario can't get the switch. He can't get the switch, too. You know that's a problem when he can't get the switch, too. But you'll find that a lot of people don't really care too much. They just want to see stuff. They just want to consume. And they don't care what they consume sometimes. But the thing is, you'll many times put yourself to a higher standard than many other people that just want something. Yes. How am I gonna do this? It's so hard! Yeah, just make sure you have a lot of time to spend. Like, you need, like, Dungeons and Dragons amount of time. The amount of time it takes to set up to do a whole bunch of sessions of Dungeons and Dragons, yeah, that's basically how long it takes to animate. Whoops. It's better to start off with only one project at a time. I mean, I spread things out by making a quick little picture as a render of the month. It gives me a day or two to just not think about my main projects. I hate this part. Must be getting tired. Ah! Honestly, animating is like playing this. It'll take a really long time. You'll do things over and over again. It will screw you over in many ways it can. But when you finish it, you sure feel relief and excitement. Probably not the best idea to compare animating to this, because that just makes animating seem like it's the most painful thing in the whole world and only for masochists. Oh yes, there have been days where I've hyper-focused on animating and got like 40 seconds of work done in the span of a day, and then there's other days where I'm like, oh, these 3 seconds look terrible, I can't figure out what to do with it. The heck with it. Let's have Hedgie McHedgerson run through the fields. Hedgie McHedgerson. No, I'm not. You're cute enough to be a Hedgie McHedgerson. Uh-oh, I lose. But it's not Tuesday, Patrick! Well, unless you do, like, digital art, the program can still stop responding and close out before you get to save. Whoops. Not Henderson, Hedgerson. Hedgie McHedgerson. Hedgerson. I sometimes like to call Sonic that when I think he's looking really cute. Because I think it sounds cute. Oh, that's nice. SFM autosaves every few minutes, but funny enough, many times, if the memory gets high, the act of saving causes it to crash, and no, it does not save. Which sometimes means auto-saves when I make a file big enough screws me over. Can I get through this part, please? Yes, Hedgie McHedgerson. Barky McWooferson. You know, if there was a Sonic cartoon with the cheesiness of a Scooby-Doo cartoon, there would be some sort of a dog mayor or sheriff with that name. Like, let's say Sonic the Hedgehog was made as a TV cartoon in the 1960s or 70s. But 60s cartoons were generally better than 70s, because 70s started to get highly derivative, particularly of Scooby-Doo. So, 60s. One of these days, I would love to do a Scooby-Doo Where Are You styled Sonic SFM video with Sonic and Tails as Shaggy and Scooby, Knuckles as Fred, Rouge as Daphne, and Amy as Velma. I would love to do that someday. Use the music from the cartoon, and then there's this one song I really want to use, but it never got a disc recording, so it had to be ripped out from the show. The Austin Roberts version of I Can Make You Happy. I've imagined that entire chase sequence in my head. Oh! No! I can't even... I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh yes, and do the stiffer, repetitive animations over and over again, like the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons did, with the laugh track. Oh, one of these days that would be fun to do. Oh, it does take time. I mean, if you saw my first animation, Kalzaya, if you looked at my first animation, you'd see just how, rough it is compared to what I do today. Like, really. It takes time, but you just do it, and it just sort of develops naturally. You just gotta be willing to push through with it. I mean, I admit, for the first test animation, for a first animation attempt as just like a 10th grader, I don't think it's necessarily bad, but it's really stiff, really stiff. And it's weird to think I thought that was the best I could do back then, but I was a beginner. I was learning the ropes. An indie pilot. I didn't even do that. I was just like, oh, boom, here's episode 1 of this story I want to animate. Here you go. I didn't even go through the indie process. I just did everything. I just uploaded. The only real advertisement I did was like a brief little trailer I made to go with it that released in like December or January, and then like there, I didn't do any real marketing. Well, we landed on the shell at least. That's progress. That's progress. We're not beating this today, I'm sure of it. As much as I hate to say it, I don't think I'm beating this today. I just don't think it's happening. It didn't get that many views, really, though. What I think did help was, it was the first animation that I started, like, hinting towards. Like, I showed this random shots of, like, Tails lying on the floor with, like, blood on his cheeks. and it was like, wait, why is Tails hurt like this? And I just put a random number, 40. I didn't give any significance to what the 40 meant, so everyone was so confused. And then, sometime during the holiday break, I was a senior in college, I finally started to admit what was going on, and at that point it was like 75% done. So it was the first animation I did a lot of build-up to. And then I did a premiere because people said that would be cool, so I did a premiere. And then people wanted a Q&A stream. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I don't think I'm very good at live streaming, but I did a poll and everyone wanted it, so then I started doing Q&A streams, and, well, and that just expanded me to wanting to do live streams of games that I know would take forever to do in a Let's Play format, so here we are. Everything I do stemmed up from just making the Tails Live On episode 1. It's amazing how that just changed what I do. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be getting past this guy. Sorry, got into a bit of a tangent. With low quality. This is the same microphone I've been using since I started YouTube. Are you saying this is low quality? I've been using it the whole time. I just didn't really know how to use Audacity very well early on. I didn't know how to clean up audio back then. So, I had a lot of learning to do over the course of my animating. I hate this. There we go. There we go. Ugh. I don't like this. I want it to be over. Thing is, at that show part, there's not really a good spot to save state. Ibis Paint X. Special guest stars? I don't think so. Oh no, the devs definitely beat these. This was made by a Kaizo professional. Made as a sort of tutorial hack. He clearly forgot what it's like to be a beginner though, because he made it hard. Ugh. That is the hardest part of this stage right now. Like, this part's not that hard, honestly. This part is actually not too hard for the standards of what I've been suffering through. This part, on the other hand... I'd have to do a lot of directing because I take the emotional state of things very seriously. And I think for the most part, I push it a bit further than what most do, so... I feel like I'd be seen as a hassle to work with. I don't think people want to work with me. I'd be too demanding as a director. I'm gonna be stuck here for the rest of my life. This is what you do if you end up not being quite qualified to go to heaven, but you're not bad enough of a person to go to hell, so you go to purgatory. Purgatory is beating this hack without save states. And you're just stuck in purgatory until you get through it. This is purgatory. It's not about being nicer, it's just being like, no, this isn't right, you gotta try, no, more like this. Like, I'd have to probably work with him live, and it would just be, oh my gosh. I feel like I'd get way too overboard. I'd become like Gene Kelly, I'd be a perfectionist. I'd be like, no until it's right. This hack is purgatory. If you end up in purgatory, this is how you get to heaven from purgatory. Beat this hack without save states. And you're just stuck in purgatory until you beat it. This is your trial. This is the purgatory trial if you end up in purgatory. Oh! I didn't get this stupid! I didn't get it! I'm watching this bit in action. I need to watch this bit in action. I just can't do it. I'm not moving to the right enough! Great! You need to cry more. But I would never get someone else to voice Sonic and Tails. No, I am permanently staying as Sonic and Tails. Way too attached. Good. Ah! I just want to get past it. You know, I'm getting really good at that part. Maybe I should just save a state and bypass the point. It's funny, when I first started voicing Sonic, I wasn't confident, but I was trying to sound like Ryan Drummond. That didn't happen. Instead, I got a few people saying that I sounded like Jaleel White, kind of the first English Sonic voice. Which I took that as a compliment, even though that's not the voice I was trying for at all. Should I just save a state here at this point? I'm getting really good at that point. I don't know. I could probably just save a state here at this point. I'm like doing that every single time at this point. Maybe I'll just make another state and just like, because I don't know, it almost seems pointless doing that part over and over again, just because at this point it's not even hard anymore. It's just wasting time. Well, that was an improvement. That was an improvement. That was not an improvement. Oh, I grabbed the shot. Whoops. Can we just screw the rules? I don't care about the mental boundaries. This is the only hack I've ever had to do this for. So, and I only had to do it for this level, because the rest of the hack was not a fraction this difficult. Personally, I think this level's way too hard for the hack it's in. It's a dozen times harder than the entire rest of the game combined. Like, about half of my playtime has just been this one level, so maybe I should really just allow exceptions at this point, just so that I can finally get to a new hack in the future. Oh! I actually grabbed the shell that time! That's progress! That's progress, baby! Okay, that's a little more progress. I actually threw the shell up. I gotta accept every minuscule bit of progress that I get. Okay, that happened. I don't feel great utilizing save states like this, but at this point, for heaven's sakes, this is probably harder than like the next 15 or so Kaizo hacks I will be playing, so at this point, I don't really care, I guess. But I would like if I didn't have to rely on this so heavily. Okay, you know what? I actually want to slow down right now, so I am going to go back here. I actually want to slow down a bit. There. I mean, I can do this easy, so I could actually use this as a stress reliever. There, I relieved my stress. That didn't happen. It missed. I didn't land on the shell. Oh, I grabbed the shell too early. That's bad. Oop. Oh, that was painful. You know, stuff like that is the reason I haven't really let's played the Sonic Advance games. Getting the Chaos Emeralds, okay, in the first game it's not too bad. But in 2, that was painful, and in 3, I never even got a Chaos Emerald in Advance. I never unlocked a character in Advance 3. I went all the way through the final boss and didn't unlock one single character. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I did Tails and Sonic instead of Sonic and Tails, and therefore the game just wouldn't let me unlock characters. How do you unlock the characters in Sonic Advance 3? I never unlocked one. Yeah, this is actually easy now. How do you unlock the characters in Sonic Advance 3? I feel like it's supposed to just happen naturally, but I never unlocked a single one. I beat the regular final boss and still only have Sonic and Tails. I never got anyone else. Yes, well, if I recall, in Sonic Advance 2, I don't think you can even fight the true final boss until everyone has the Chaos Emeralds, and that's stupid, because in Sonic Advance 1, it didn't matter who got the Chaos Emerald. If you got it, you had it. Then in Sonic Advance 2, it's like, oh, this character got the Chaos Emerald? Oh, but this one doesn't. Guess you better get it as this person, too. I love Sonic Advance 2, but that was a stupid decision. But yeah, I don't know. Does anyone know how to unlock the character? But I wanted to do Tails and Sonic because I need to play as Tails. I need to play as him. He's our special little guy. And Sonic doesn't mind giving Tails a bit of spotlight at all. Why am I not allowed to do Tails and Sonic, darn it? I do love Sonic Advance 2. It is overall my favorite of the trilogy. But man, I don't like what they did with getting the Chaos Emeralds. They should have made it, if you got the Chaos Emerald as one character, you get it for all of them. As such, I would recommend doing Cream first, because she can fly far really fast. Tails, because he might not fly as fast, but his extra verticality is greatly appreciated. Then Knuckles, because at least he can glide and go up walls. And by that point, hopefully you've memorized the stages enough to do it as Sonic, but those stages get huge. At the very least, once you get to the Chaos Emeralds, I don't think most of those bonus stages were too difficult. But I think you have to do it in the second act. I don't think it counted in the first act. But yeah, if it weren't for how obnoxious getting the Chaos Emeralds were, I probably would actually Let's Play those. Oop, I hit it with my head. But for the longest time, I think until, like, I was about to finish high school, my only Sonic Advance game was the first one. And I wasn't very good at the game. When I first played Sonic Advance, I don't think I had a favorite character yet, so I just decided to do the characters from left to right, so I played as Sonic first. Then I played as Tails, then for sure. On the bright side, she makes the fourth boss a lot easier with her hammer. You got them all with Sonic. You did Sonic first? But he's the hardest one to get the emeralds with, because he doesn't have any special verticality abilities. No flight, no glide, no climbing. Amy doesn't count because she's just in unlockable hard mode. I don't want to get new Sonic and Tails plushies. These two are just really special to me. They are so special. I have a very tight emotional bond with these ones. Until it's absolutely necessary, I don't want new ones. I don't care how dirty they are. They are immensely loved. I feel like it's wiser to do the other characters first so that you can get an idea of where they are, which will make it easier to set a course for Sonic. I just wish you didn't have to do all the characters to unlock Super Sonic. Why can't it be like Sonic Advance 1 where you only had to do it with one character? And for Advance 3, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with finding all the Chow. But they're not even concentrated on one level. They're like in the hub world and all the acts, and it's like, how are you supposed to find them? I don't even know if it's possible to find all of them without getting the other characters, which I can't test because I never unlocked them. But Sonic Advance 3 did feel like the slowest one of the three. It's a more methodical type game. 2 is easily the fastest one. Easily. But they're so special! I just gotta be more careful with them. Look, I equate getting a new Sonic and Tails plush to basically getting a new dog. Like, I just don't want to replace. I made progress there. And you don't just get a new dog because the old one looks like it's going to pass away soon. I hope. It's almost 5 o'clock, darn it. We're not done with this yet. At this point, the only way I'm going to actually beat this hack today is by using save states. And at this point, I think you guys have seen this level enough. I know I have. Maybe one day when I'm a lot more skilled at Kaizo, I might come back to this and see if I can do it without save states. But for now, let's face it, it shouldn't be this hard. It's ridiculous that the creator made it this difficult. Uh-oh, it's going the wrong way. Oh, but funny enough, Sonic Advance 3 actually has some small voice clips, and they seem to use the cast from Sonic Heroes, which means Tails has that really youngish sounding voice, which a lot of people hate, but I personally love. I'm gonna be honest, Tails in Sonic Heroes is the moment that he pretty much became my favorite character. Because I thought everything about Tails in Sonic Heroes at the age of 8 was beyond adorable. I love the way he looked in Sonic Heroes so much. I still kind of think outside of classic Tails, that is the cutest Tails ever looked, Sonic Heroes. And I personally found his voice not ear-grating, but just downright adorable. He was someone I wanted to become friends with immediately. Like, when I first played Sonic Adventure 2, and I think Sonic Advance was before Sonic Heroes, I didn't have any attachment to the characters. They were just random characters in a cool video game. That was as far as it went for me, generally. I liked the music, though. Sonic Heroes is what changed it for me, which is funny, because they might be a bit more one-note in that game. But, as a kid, being cute was all I needed. But yeah, I don't know what you think of Tails' voice in Sonic Heroes, but honestly, if it wasn't for that voice, it might have taken me a lot longer to become a Tails fan. And he was so cute. Like, the in-game model and the renders made. When I had the Sonic Mega Collection Plus, I stared at Tails' smiling face from the main Sonic Heroes render for like 30 minutes on end. Because that smile was just so dark, precious. And then I found it really interesting when I learned the kid that voiced Tails in Sonic Heroes was in an episode of Drake and Josh. The episode where, like, one of the girls in that Girl Scouts team has a major crush on Drake. You know, that wasn't nice. Who said I was nice? That kid was Tails the Fox from Sonic Heroes. Oh my gosh, I almost had it. Yeah, that is one thing. I personally feel like Sonic Heroes is the Sonic game where Tails actually feels the most like an 8-year-old child. It's probably because they did try to cutify him a bit, which a lot of people didn't like, but I'm going to be honest, sometimes Tails seeming like a more bad A, shall we say, character than Sonic just feels kind of out of character. Like, I admit, I think it makes sense for him to get more confident and maybe gain a little bit of cockiness from being around Sonic for so long, but to basically make him seem far more bloodthirsty and dangerous, and just like cold-blooded mutilate everything in his path, that just doesn't work for me. He's still a child. And I like him when they let him act a bit childish at times, because he is a child. Though he's gone through a lot, he's still a child. But I still think Colleen does a great job as Tails. It's just that at times, sometimes Tails does feel a bit older than he's kind of supposed to. Yes. But his personality eventually changed a bit. Although it really started with Sonic Colors, which, well, let's face it, started that era was a character derailment for basically everyone involved. Is the magic trick I'm suddenly at the end and this is over? If not, then it's not the most important magic trick in the world. But that's one of the reasons I like having my animations take place in Sonic and Tails' past. It allows me to treat Tails as more of an actual child without making it seem like I'm fully derailing his character because, well, he's much younger. His character isn't fully developed yet. I'm gonna admit, I didn't get to Sonic Colors until a lot later in life, and by the time I tried it, I knew about its reputation, and I was kind of disappointed. Like, I didn't think it was bad, but I couldn't understand how it was frequently cited as one of the greatest Sonic games of all time. In a world where we had, like, Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Unleashed, and I could say Sonic Generations, but quite frankly, after replaying that game, I think Generations has actually aged kind of poorly? Shao Generations is what I remember Sonic Generations being. I'm never gonna get past this part. Even with save states, it's too hard. If I get past this part, I should probably save and make another save state, honestly. Because, gosh, I might never get past this part again. If I get past it at all! I keep missing the blue shell. No! I shouldn't be throwing up at that point, but it's so hard to break the idea of... Oh! Oh! That's so painful! I can't even look! Oh, it's so painful! I couldn't have had it! Oh! Oh! I could have had it! I could have had it! Oh! Gosh darn it, I can't believe it! Might be a while before I lock in again, because I'm sure that just destroyed every ounce of concentration I had. I'm pretty sure that destroyed every ounce of concentration I had. Yeah, I just had to face the facts. At this point, I have to save state. This is too much right now. This really is. This is something I have to come back to, like, by the time I've at minimum cleared the original Kaizo Mario World, which we're a long way from. I want this to be over. Sup? Sup, Zeke? Okay. Bye, area. No! I'm not locked in! No! 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 Oh, come on! That's not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen. Nope, throwing up! I hate throwing up! Ugh. Oh! Well, welcome! Welcome aboard then! Sorry you had to catch me in a moment that I'm going crazy! Well, you're not likely to forget this, because I'm gonna turn into a full-on Looney Tune! I feel like I'm turning into the old-school Daffy Duck here. You know, the kind that was legitimately Daffy. So close. Usually Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays I'm usually playing like a From Software Souls-like game. And Sunday I'm doing these impossible Mario hacks. Ah, no. Sorry, Mario, you can't wear that as a hat. It's not in fashion. Ugh. I need to make that. It's a nice place to chill for you guys, but look at what I'm doing. You're doing the easy parts. I'm doing this. Oh. This is gonna get my heart pounding more than a horror game. Okay, as soon as I get past this point, I hope I can safely save a new state. Okay, I need to pause for a moment. I need to pause for a moment. I like horror games too. I wish I could try out Resident Evil Requiem, but I've got like still 18 Resident Evil games to play through first, so I'm not playing that for a very long time. Whoops, that was too early. No, I'm not supposed to throw it up. We don't throw up. Throwing up is bad. It's vulgar and wicked. just realized something. Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails. In Koopa shell form. So for Knuckles, you gotta hit hard, and then for Sonic, you gotta move fast, and then for Tails, you gotta hover your way down. Funny how that sort of thematically fits. Gosh, if I wasn't using save states, I would literally never get past this. Let's face it. Yeah, source filmmaker. It was made by Valve. And it's free on Steam. I didn't even realize I was holding up that time. Eventually. What? I wasn't holding up? Come on, I let go. I was holding up that time. Too low. Yeah, but it's always going the wrong way. Yeah, how dare you make me notice? We're not supposed to notice things. No. 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 I want to finish. Let me finish. No, why did I do that? Yeah, the thing is, once the live stream is over, anytime you see those, they turn into mid-roll video ads. No! I forgot! I forgot! That this changed the way leaving a level works. Usually you have to hold start and select, but in this, if you press select it all while it's paused, it kicks you out, so I can't even save to do a save state. Oh my gosh. That means I've got like half a second to make a save state or it's not gonna be usable. Oh my gosh. No, no, no. I forgot that's how it works in this. Oh, cool. Couldn't I just made a save state from here? I could have done it that way. My goodness. I could have just done it that way. Well, now I know. forgot how easy it is to accidentally leave the stage in this. So, we gotta do it again. Hopefully it won't take as long the second time. Oh, so close. Too low. Not far enough. No, we must remember what Sonic taught Tails. Believe in yourself. Those words worked for Tails, it's gonna work for me. After all, I want to fly high, so I can reach the highest of all the heavens. Somebody will be waiting for me, so I've got to fly higher. That was too high. Okay, don't fly that high. Boom! What? What? I don't like this. Do I have to hit it again? How does this work? Wait a minute. Okay, so I have to unpause every time, which is kind of annoying, but it beats having to do that other section over again. So, I need to hit that switch right after it bounces to the left, I think. Off the left. We're finishing this today. I know I'm using save states, but at this point, screw it. I did the rest up to this point before having to rely on it, so you know what? Screw it. I'm scared. Oh, that's correct! Where did the other shell go? Ow. Nope. Okay, I'm getting the timing wrong. I'm jumping at the wrong time. Again. I want to give myself a little bit of running distance so I can go a little faster. So I'm a little behind it. Okay. Ugh. What did he even hit the switch? How am I gonna do that part? How am I gonna do this without that shell hitting me? Gosh darn this. Okay, Z. Glad you could come. Okay, why do I keep messing that part up now? Oh, I went the other way. I knew it! Okay. Now I need to hit the off switch. Where's the shell? No! Oh, I have to go back here now because I overrolled the state. Oh my gosh, no. I didn't know that would happen. I didn't expect the shell to get overridden. That's so frustrating. Okay, good. Okay, so that didn't take too long at least. I didn't even let go of the shell that time. This is the end. Once I get up there with the switch set to the opposition again, it's over. We're almost there. We're almost there. It better still be there. It's still there. Okay, so I can save state. You see, I knew there would be Kaizo blocks. I knew there would be Kaizo blocks. There, we're done. We're done. It's over. See, there, it's done. It's done. We're done. Congratulations, you did it. Now try me game 2. No. That's it. I'm done. That's it. That's it. I'll come back to this level when I'm more skilled, but for right now, I'm fine with this. Save. What's this? Oh, okay, it just takes me back here. Assessments? What's this? Any assessment in the hack. I guess this lets me just pick whatever. Why would I want to pick this again? I'm picking. Yeah, okay. Nope, we're done. We're done. I'm done, okay? That's it. There. Hack's over. I know it's not the most satisfying end of the world because I had to abuse save states in the end, but at this point, I really don't care. I've played this hack long enough. I want to move on. This level's too hard for the hack it's in. Maybe by the time I ever get to beating the original Kaizo Mario World, I might revisit this as a bonus and just see if I can do it by that point. But for right now, that's enough. I've done enough. No more, okay? That's it. I'm done. That took so long. Never expected this level would take that long. Oh, I'm not doing our hack right now. We're done. I am tired of this. I'm done. That's it. I don't want to play it anymore. Next hack, we move from the beginner. Well, but with this, I'm done with the beginner level Kaizo hacks, and I know that final level is not representative of beginner Kaizo because everyone says it's a great hack for learning stuff, but that level does not deserve to be in a beginner level hack. So the next few hacks we should play should technically be easier than that one level. But next time I do a Kaizo stream, we're going into more intermediate, medium level hacks. We're done with beginner Kaizo. If I just ignored this level, I would have been done months ago. So, you guys enjoy your day, and I'm going to enjoy mine. So, thanks for watching. This has been Tailsman 109, and have a nice day. Bye. I'm okay. Oh, that was